Alright, so we're down here at the bottom of this paper, and I'm going to show you. Now what's interesting about these two graphs is this, again, this is standard form. This is a standard form quadratic, and this one is a vertex form, okay? But what's interesting about what I'm going to do here is we are going to use the techniques at the top there to find the vertex and the axis of symmetry and basically all these points here, okay? So starting off with the first one, the vertex. Again, if I go up to the notes up there, okay, I'm going to read these. It says to plug x equals negative b 2a in, okay? So that's the first step. Is over here I'm going to put negative b, sorry if this is messy, hopefully you get the idea, over 2a, okay? And now I'm going to actually plug that in all the way. I'm going to do the math. Now I may have to delete some of the work here because it's not as clear, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay. So then over here I identify my A, which is 1. Okay. If you don't understand why, that's okay. Yet B, which is negative 2, and C, which is negative 3. Okay. So starting off, I know my A is 1 because when I write x squared, just by itself, what number is in front of the x squared? Okay, in this case that's a 1. So my A term is always what's in front of my x squared. That's something to know. My A term is always what's in front of the x squared. Okay, make sure you know that because that is important. I don't know how else to really make it colorful enough so you know that, but that's what it is. Okay? And then whatever's in front of my x term, my single term, okay, this is only to 1 degree, right? So whatever's in front of my x term, that, in this case, is negative 2. That's my b. That's what my b is. My b is negative 2. Okay? And then my c is whatever number, if you'll notice at the end of this, okay, my c is equal to negative 3. Okay, so in this case I have negative b over 2a as my formula, so I'm going to put negative, and always use parentheses. My b was negative 2, so I have a negative 2 all over 2 times, and my a was 1, so I'm going to plug that in. Okay, when I simplify that, a negative, right, a negative, it's going to give me positive, so that means 2 over, and then 2 times 1 is just 2, so that gives me 2 over 2, which is 1, okay? So that means the first term that I have is 1. My x is equal to 1, right? If you go up there and you look, you'll see just that written there, okay? So I'm going to erase this work. Remember, you're on video, you can go back and look. Okay. Now the second part is plugging all this into y so I can find my y value. I get 1, again parentheses squared, minus 2, again 1, minus 3. Okay. So when I do this, I get 1 minus 2 minus 3, which means y is equal to, well, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, minus 3 is negative 4. So that means my y term is negative 4. Okay? The advantage on this other part is that it's already written for me. Okay? So then I get y is equal to x minus 1. Well, minus 1 is the form. This is supposed to be minus h. So my h is 1. Okay? And then negative 4 is my k. So then I get my k, negative 4. Alright, I'll stop the video there.